Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Bell Performance video blog. I am Eric Bjornstad with Bell, and we're going to talk about natural gas today. Okay. We maybe about a month and a half ago, we had the opportunity to attend a talk that was given by the chief economist of ConocoPhillips. I think her name was Marianne Kah, K-A-H. Chief economist for ConocoPhillips, obviously one of the world's largest energy companies. She's also what they call the scenario planner, and what that means is she is the one responsible for predicting the future, essentially. She makes sure that ConocoPhillips is prepared for what might happen in the future, whether it's a natural disaster, whether it's a hurricane striking refineries in Louisiana. She's responsible for making sure that everybody is prepared at the company for what is likely to happen in the future. So she is a really good person to talk to when you're trying to get a grip on what our energy picture is, what the worldwide energy picture is, and where it's likely to go. And the main thrust of her talk that she was giving at the Orlando Citrus Club is the state of natural gas. 10 years ago, they started finding out new ways to extract natural gas from the Marcellus Shale. They call it shale extraction. More specifically, the processes that they use are called, and this is something you probably have heard of, they're called fracking. It stands for hydrofracturing. If you Google fracking, you'll find any number of explanations of what it is. But basically, what they found is they found that all of this shale rock that is in West Virginia and Western Pennsylvania and upstate New York, it all had natural gas trapped in it. And once they figured out that you could pump water down and essentially force the natural gas back up and extract it out of the rock, they figured out that there are trillions of cubic feet of natural gas waiting for extraction. And what that did was, for the United States, it caused a huge spike in the amount of natural gas that's available. It caused natural gas prices to go way, way down. And what that means is cheaper energy, less expensive energy for all of us. Now, just to give you a little bit of perspective, as I said, 10 years ago, they could not have predicted the state that we're in right now. 10 years ago, they were predicting that about this time, we would be starting to kind of wring our hands and be a little bit worried about what our energy outlook was, because the oil extraction and discovery was going to keep going down, and they really could not have predicted that we would suddenly have, at the same time oil extraction was going down, natural gas extraction would be shooting way, way up. So now the United States has actually supplanted Russia as the world's largest producer of natural gas. And that means really, really cheap natural gas prices for us. Right now you might be talking about $2 a cubic foot. Now, contrast that to a country like Japan. Japan, big industrial country, they use a lot of energy. Unfortunately, because of the island that they are, they have to import a lot of stuff. And natural gas is no exception, because they don't have their own resources of natural gas. Japan pays like $16 a cubic foot to import natural gas. We have trillions of cubic feet that cost us like $2 a cubic foot. So, that's, for the long term, that's good news for the United States. Now, as with many things, there are two sides to the story. And simply saying, oh, we're going to go down, we're going to extract all this natural gas, there are hurdles that have to be overcome. And those people who live in Western Pennsylvania, who live in West Virginia and New York, you are very, very close, much closer than we are in Florida, to the political issues and the problems that natural gas extraction entail. It's not the cleanest and easiest process in the world. Now, fracking has revolutionized the industry, but what not a lot of people know about is when you force all that water down into the ground and essentially bubble up that natural gas, that water brings with it a lot of impurities and stuff that have to be cleaned up. And some of that stuff is not the friendliest stuff in the world. Lots of well, tons of sodium, tons of salt for one thing. Also stuff like barium. When barium is not something that you really want to play with. Well, if you're going to extract 5 trillion cubic feet of natural gas out of the ground, you're going to extract a lot of stuff that was never really intended to make its way up to the surface. And then once you're extracted that, you got to figure out what to do with it. So that's something that they're working on, because they know they have to get at that gas, and they have to do it in a way that is cost effective, but also doesn't leave everyone else with hundreds of millions of tons of toxic waste waiting to be disposed of. So the outlook from Marianne Koch at ConocoPhillips was very upbeat, very happy at the current picture, and very optimistic for our energy picture for almost the next 100 years. I mean, there's that much natural gas out there. So anyway, we just wanted to bring you up to speed on what one of the industry leaders had to say about what the energy outlook was like here in the United States. So thank you for joining me today with the Bell Performance video blog, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.